Hello, fellow wanderer who's not lost. We're here to dive into a special full moon portal report. We got a full strawberry moon in the cardinal sign of Capricorn coming in on the 29th. If you want to take in the view of that waxing moon, you'll want to check it out the evening of the 28th because it will be at its fullest very early in the wee hours of the morning on the 29th. It is occurring on the axis of Capricorn and Cancer. And so there's an overarching theme that's coming in during this lunar cycle that is really about what is personal, what is intimate, and what is public, and really creating some defining parameters around that. Maybe looking at what we do need to keep more to ourselves or within our personal connections and not sharing so publicly or broadcasting on the World Wide Web, looking at how we share information, how we share our personal experiences, and where certain things are really meant to be kept close to your heart or between you and others that are actively involved in those situations or negotiations. This is really key with this particular lunar cycle. And it is a lunar cycle that is very much connected to the nodes of destiny, where we currently have Pisces in the North Node, Virgo in the South Node. This is a profound lunation that will make the distinction between fate and destiny as a direct result of our intentions and actions that we set in motion at this time and the way they unfurl over the next 6 months. So this is a long-lasting influence. Now, this particular moon does form a really challenging aspect to Neptune in Aries. So we're going to be confronted with some illusions we hold about the possibility of certain dreams, objectives we have, and where that bumps up against the parameters of our current reality and what is really attainable in relation to the effort we're putting forward, the actions we're taking, and what we're really working with. There is a recalibration point that comes in here, and that is going to be the determination whether you're holding a hand of fate or whether you're able to work with that raw material and spin it into the stuff of your dreams. Okay, so I'm doing things a little bit differently, opening up here, and I'm going to be bringing in just a little touchstone for each of the elemental groups of signs, because each of the groups of signs are going to be experiencing this lunar cycle a little differently. And I have combined all of my major oracle decks here together. I have the Halloween Oracle, the Kali Oracle, the White Light Oracle, and the Sacred Rebels Oracle. It's such a big deck of cards when I combine them all together that I have to shuffle them in half, okay, before I bring them together. And then I'm going to break them down into 4 separate piles to represent water signs, earth signs, fire signs, and air signs, just to get some real succinct messages to the point about how this is influencing you and how to work with this energy that's coming in here as it plays out in the lead up to the full moon in Aquarius on the 29th of July. That is the mirror for this Capricorn full strawberry moon. Now, this particular full moon is coming in at 28 degrees, so it's got that energy signature of the Wheel of Fortune. There is something that is transforming here. There is a new stretch of road opening, and we're going to look at the Sabian symbols in relation to that. We've already introduced this particular Sabian symbol as a means of expansion the last time we dropped in with the lunar cycle that we just moved through, and that is a large aviary, which is all about awareness of spiritual messages. Understanding the metaphorical language of life that comes through these random experiences that find their way to our path. So synchronicity is still coming through quite strongly, and certainly on the airwaves. This is a time that is going to bring us back to last fall, last October specifically, when we had the grand air trine feeding into the grand water trine. And in fact, just moments after this full moon reaches its peak, Mercury goes into retrograde in Cancer. So this particular retrograde cycle is really going to carry that charge of like the Six of Cups. It's going to take you back to your roots. It could take you back to the roots of matters. It could take you back to your early childhood. It could bring a wave of nostalgia and sentimentality over you. There is a little bit of a more kind of whimsical tone to this energy that is rolling out here. And it is all coming up to support us in really activating our dreams and what that looks like in reality, in relation to where we are currently, our current perspective, our current way of viewing our situations, and what we need to put in motion in order to affect change. And that expanded perception that we need comes in through the means of expansion for this Sabian symbol, which is 2 degrees Cancer. And that is on a magic carpet hovering over the land, really being able to pan out a bit and get a view of something from perhaps a more elevated or whimsical perspective or mystical perspective, a more expansive perspective, because there is something about the spiritual really merging with the material at this time, really able to be grounded, a little bit of heaven being able to touch down on earth. And the only way you can root that is if you do take a more philosophical view. And this makes sense because we have to look back to the full moon, the blue moon in Sagittarius that went down on May 31st. It is the culmination of this Capricorn full moon coming in. And that does really evoke that same quality of Sagittarius to be able to have a more philosophical perspective, to be able to expand the reach of the way we look at a situation, how we perceive it. And so this is really coming in as a key to find our way through during this cycle. There's something about looking up from our own navel to embrace more of a group consciousness, which is the means of expansion to expand beyond Cancer 2 degrees, and that is 6 degrees Sagittarius and a game of cricket. This is about group consciousness, or what some can call hive mind, but it is the energy that moves us into more productive application of how we bring forward our efforts, and they can only come through and really take root through our participation, but not from an individualistic perspective. We have to have the ability to embrace more of a comprehensive whole here. So those are the Sabian symbols coming in, and how this energy is going to play out amidst each of the individual elemental groups of signs will be quite different. So since it is Cancer season officially, we are going to open up with a little read here for water signs opening. And the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, are really going to feel this energy most impacted in a need to recalibrate their emotional and relational experiences, okay? It's really coming through as a need to put more of the focus on the tangible and taking action in situations as opposed to simply feeling something out or intuiting something. This is also going to be something that is going to bring a bit of a blunt reality check for the water signs, and that could come through actually taking action to sort something out emotionally or within the sector of relationships, and then really discovering through that process that maybe they didn't have quite an accurate view of a situation. There's a need to make an adjustment. And this will require a very determined action in order to affect change, okay? That's how it's being expressed through the water signs. In the earth signs, it's also about relationships and emotions, but the emotions are experiencing a point of breakthrough where there's some kind of emotional limitation or something that's really been holding somebody back is going to be overcome here. And it's all about communication with the earth signs during this cycle, but it's about articulation of communication, so being very clear and defined and not ambiguous in communication, just really getting straight to the point, straight to the heart of the matter. And when this kind of approach is taken, then there's a moment where something that may have seemed really held firmly in place, unable to budge, suddenly shifts. There's a way to navigate a situation where there didn't seem any possibility before. When we're looking at the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this is a key moment in your career. There's going to be a need to stabilize a routine in your life that gives you more grounding and support for the expansion you're being asked to move into. So you need to really change your day-to-day flow and have some anchoring points there that can help you really grow into the energy is on offer. This is going to open up an opportunity not only for professional growth, but personal growth as well, spiritual growth. And this is so going to be highlighted because also right at that point that we have Mercury going retrograde in Cancer just after the full moon peaks, we also have Jupiter entering Leo. So that is going to bring a big spotlight onto the career sector and your personal life for you, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. This is also when you're really going to be looking at what you do need to protect, to have some privacy around, because there can be like an exposing element around this, okay? So do be aware of those factors in play. Also, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is about you diffusing burnout. This is about finding a balance and integrating more revitalizing forces into your life, revitalizing forces, nourishing forces coming in, and opening yourself up to receive these sources of nourishment that may have been really lacking. It's also about pouring into yourself as opposed to giving out your energy so freely, really determining the value of your time and your energy in relation to how you invest that in partnerships in all areas of life, romantically, socially, professionally. It's really about bringing things into more of a state of equilibrium and balance where you're not giving out more than is able to be poured back into you. This is about the checks and balances and really getting into an even flow here where you're not expending too much time and energy to appease other people or to keep situations in balance that maybe are taking more from you than they're actually delivering in return. And there is a need to look at this reciprocation and where it's off and have that be sort of a recalibration point for maybe what you release from your life and new areas of focus for you. Okay, so we're going to divide up this deck into the 4 separate piles. So this first pile I'm cutting here is going to be for water signs. And then let's go ahead and do fire signs because Leo would come after Cancer. I want to go in the natural order of the elemental flow at this time. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and look at earth signs because we got Virgo coming in there after Leo. And then this one here will be for air signs representing Libra coming after Virgo there. So let's just get a real succinct message coming in here to help you alchemize these energies, work with the way this particular lunar cycle is going to be affecting you personally. So water signs, basis of the matter, what you may not realize is that you do have something working in your favor here. There is a wish that is looking to seek fulfillment for you. It is coming in with the ivory wish fulfilling crow. So I do feel like there's something you're in the process of transforming here emotionally, also within your relationships. But it does require you to maybe look at some more shadowy aspects that might still be controlling the narrative or interfering in your ability to really root your visions, your relationships, your desires, your dreams in reality here. There's a big key about getting yourself grounded, really rooted here, and getting that perspective maybe in the branches too, where you can take a long range view and not only just reviewing the records of the experiences you've already had, but also considering what do you really want to root here for your future. I do feel like it's important to get grounded because there is going to be that profound moment of awakening that at first might feel like a disruptive reality check coming in here. But what you need to understand when this comes in is it's actually something that is transforming this concealed aspect or this blind spot or this shadowy element that has been putting a filter over the real potential of what wants to be revealed to you emotionally and in your relationship. So just really allow yourself to get deeply rooted here, strengthened here, and allow yourself to prepare for what may appear as disruptive or awakening as actually being the awakening of the moment when what has been a repetitive cycle finally shifts. And you do have the opportunity to pull that wish into form out of the ether. This is actually a very positive message. Crow is also medicine of karmic laws. So there are certain things that are unavoidable. There's no way to just let some aspect of your relationships or your emotions continue to be subconscious or hanging out there in the shadow. It has to be revealed. And that may be the very thing that creates this disruption, is the awakening, the realization of something that has been operating underneath the surface. And yet the revealing of this is the very seed of what will grow into the fulfillment of your wish. So this is a very positive sign coming in here for you. It is coming in with 39, which is the energy of 12. Okay, so that is the 12th house of Pisces. It is a blind spot that's being lit up. But what's being lit up here, what's working as like a hidden enemy in your situation, is actually the very thing that allows you to move into the creative cycle and the growth of the Empress. So ultimately, it's very positive for you. And it will reveal your path of purpose here with the Pathfinder coming in, aligning you with your heart and your North Node. Ooh, I love this. So there will be confirmation of this by the time you arrive at Lion's Gate. 888 coming in there. 888 coming in as a number of synchronicity for you. There's power growing here. There's something that's manifesting for you here. So it's so important that you're aware of what's subconscious or what's remaining in the shadows or concealed, because it's those very things that could disrupt the power, the magnitude, and the clarity of the vision that's coming through for you at this time. I think there is a vision that will be lighting up for you, something that maybe you're going to start sensing once you uproot this more shadowy or subconscious influence. And what gets uprooted there is the very thing that gives you the courage to follow your heart and really feel connected to a path of purpose that's opening up for you. I do feel there will be a shining moment that comes in there for you. We also got the number 44 coming in as a number of synchronicity. This could be a moment too where you have an uprising of power over a particular figure or situation that used to hold some outside authority over you, and you move more into your inner authority. So this is a very positive sign. I do feel like you are going through an ascension process, and the ascension process is coming through making the subconscious conscious, and that's really allowing you to step into the radiance that's on the other side of the initiatory gateway of Lion's Gate. It is the journey of Ishtar, aligning you with your North Star. So really beautiful energy there. Lion coming through for you as a totem. So you got a couple totems coming in for you. Lion, crow. You might want to dive into those medicines a little bit. Maybe even look at your ancestral relationships to those different medicines, because every ancestry has a different relationship with these animal spirits and the messages they convey, what they communicate. You may have personal associations here, so allow yourself to really expand into that knowledge and see what it reveals to you. And let's do a cut of the deck here. This is interesting. Something almost wanted to come and cover this energy of the Lion's Gate. So we'll check out what that is. And I do feel there's some point of powerful attraction here in your relationship. There's somebody that you are finally seeing eye to eye with, and where something may have seemed concealed. Maybe this is feelings that have been concealed or intentions that have been concealed. Something is going to be revealed that allows you to partner with this person, build the light of your connection, and move into productivity together, where at first maybe you felt a little bit at odds. I do feel there's a key connection coming in here for you, and it's transforming. There's something that was really interrupting the ability to connect on the level you're meant to with this particular person. But I feel what's caused some kind of separation or something to just feel a little out of sync is being resolved here. It's coming in again with both the energy of death through the Scorpio energy signature, but also the Emperor here, okay? So there could be, more of a balance of power in a connection after you have this sort of reality check and you take action based on that. You have to remember that, water signs. It's so important for you. It's not going to be enough just to intuit what's off here. Once you have this breakthrough moment, once you get this reality check, you have to put the information in action, or this situation will remain in gridlock. I do feel if you take action here, there's productivity, there's sweetness that comes in, there's synergy, and there's somebody who really holds this power with you, and it changes the whole nature of your connections. So this is really beautiful. There's somebody you're meant to work with here. Ooh, and it is the birth of a new beginning. I feel there's a clear signal of this birth that's coming in. I mean, when we look at the energy of Kali, Kali comes in not only to bring destruction, but also to create. Sometimes it's necessary to really level something so you can get down to the core truth before you can rise it up and exalt it in a new beginning that's based on a new point of understanding. I feel that is the change that's coming in for you, that sets the wheel of fortune in motion. And this is going to be very clear to you with some kind of blessing, some kind of bounty that comes in from Jupiter in Cancer through this retrograde cycle. Once you arrive at that Cancer new moon on the 14th of July, okay? There's some new birth here that comes from this point of understanding. Some of you have the birth of a new beginning in a relationship. Some of you feel like you are rebirthing yourself and you feel kind of born again. There might be some kind of sense of spiritual rebirth that's coming through here. Some of you may actually be having a physical birth. You may be birthing a child or birthing some dream that you've long held close to your heart, but you didn't understand what was keeping it from coming to fruition. This understanding is coming in here for you, okay? Powerful. All right, fire signs. Let's see what the basis of the matter is for you. Ooh, you're also stepping into radiance here. I feel like an alchemical process is really complete for you, and this is what's crowning you. The transformation in you is evident. Other people see it. There's something about visibility here. This almost looks like a peacock feather as the backdrop, which the peacock is the symbol of completion of alchemy work. So I do feel like something has been completed. There's something being revealed here. There may be a different side of you that's being seen here. There's some kind of spotlight on you. And you see there's a little bit of vulnerability around this, and there is that piece about what is meant to be intimate, what is meant to be private, and what is to be shared publicly. So I think when you first have this spotlight on you, it may feel like a little revealing. And I feel it's because of all the personal depths you went to make this possible, to actually be able to step into this energy, but you are in alignment here. This is your golden age that is starting to come to fruition here. So where you were traveling through some dark spaces, this is radiance building in your life. And there's absolutely this fire of transformation that's highlighting a new kind of radiance that you hold as a result of the inner work you've been doing here. Really beautiful energy. And it is coming in with the energy signature of the Hermit. So this is when you finally transform what's been keeping you in this cycle of being locked down in the South Node, processing all the old stuff, everything that's kept you anchored there. And it's when you take flight, okay, and move into greater visibility. And I don't know why, I kind of like got this sense like, who, me? You know, there's a little bit of humility around it, which I think is very healthy. This is not coming from a place of egocentricity at all. And I think it's because there's a new depth of vulnerability that you're allowing to be revealed here. And that's what's really shifting in you. There's some new way that you're showing up in the world and sharing what you have to share that comes from a very unguarded place. And you might be surprised at the reception you find, especially when you were anticipating something quite different. So that's really beautiful, the way that's coming through for you. Ooh, I love it. Look at that. So you had the courage to open Pandora's box, and now you're receiving the gift that comes. When you finally let the mask fall away and let people see who you truly are. This could also be something you're presenting here. It could be a gift that you have, a talent you have, something you've been wanting to bring forward, a different side of yourself you've been wanting to reveal. I mean, this really is coming through in relation to your career sector, okay? And also the personal growth that is evident here. So there's something shifting in your career in relation to how you're sharing yourself professionally, or some kind of offering you're bringing forward in relation to your career. Okay, there may be something that you're doing that is a little bit of vulnerable territory for you to move in, because it's sort of like you're no longer playing by the rules of the game. You really want to share yourself in a more authentic way. I do feel it is going to shift public opinion of you. It's going to change your reputation. It's allowing people to see a new dimension of you. This may be a creative side of you that you've been keeping under wraps, something you've been working on quietly, something that may be more informed in relation to the difficult stuff you move through. This could be something that is directly resulted from the heavy stuff you move through, you know? There is something about it that you're invested in this because it's very close to your heart. But do let the mask fall away, because this is what brings the unfoldment for you. This is what brings the sweetness of the bloom. I also feel like there's something you're downloading here. This may be light codes you're downloading here. You may be opening up as a channel, and you may have this calling really activated in you that's giving you the courage to let down some previous... It is coming through as a mask or like a false identity, something that was preventing you from really allowing yourself to be seen the way you're meant to be seen at this time. And you may have opened up a box of darkness, and there may have been something you had to navigate there that was tricky for you. But now it's revealing the light that is found in the darkness. And you know, they say The brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. So there definitely was something heavy that you moved through here, but it's now revealing its gift, and it's coming through with butterfly medicine here. So stages of development are going to start to come in for you in relation to your career. So pay attention to what phase this offering is at, what phase you're at in relation to your personal growth and your career objectives here. This is stages of development, but to see this life building phase, to me, this feels like you're emerging from a cocoon and you're finally allowing yourself to be truly seen for who you are, and you're sharing yourself in a creative way and in a way professionally that's really changing public opinion of you, and it's going to change the trajectory of your growth as well. So this is beautiful energy coming in here for you. All right, let's see what we have on the top of the deck. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you are sharing creative gifts that you have held close to your chest. There's something really vulnerable about this creative expression. This could be something you're bringing through musically. If you've been somebody that's been more of a supporting role in terms of, like, let's say you're in a band, okay? Maybe you were the drummer, or maybe you've been, you know, a guitarist, somebody who played more of a supporting role. You might be taking the lead here. Maybe you're bringing your voice forward in that way. This is some hidden talent that's being put on display. By you actually bringing this talent forward, this gift, some craft you've been honing privately, I do feel it's going to bring a lot of success for you. It's also going to bring joy into your life. And do be looking for signs coming in relation to this. We do have cardinal energy. There could be a cardinal sign that's also playing a role in this, maybe playing a supporting role in what's coming forward here, or they're encouraging you. There's also something about really take action on this, okay, with that cardinal expression of energy. Don't let this sit idle. It is time to reveal it, and you'll be surprised at the way it transforms your reality. It's just going to build so much happiness for you. And you might want to tap into cardinal medicine, okay? So you got butterfly medicine, cardinal medicine. These are real creative energies that also speak about a lot of happiness, lightness of being, joy coming into your life. So I like how the energy is shifting, transforming for you. Also with cardinals, they do bring in a medicine that is very much connected to those who have passed on. They're looking out for you, and anytime you see a cardinal, it is a sign of joy coming into your life, and also joy being sent your way through those that you're still connected to beyond the veil. So do be on the lookout for winged messengers, okay? It is one of the sapient symbols, a large aviary, so you might be getting signs of confirmation coming in through cardinals, okay, for some of you. And let me go ahead and do a cut of the deck to get more details coming in here for you. All right, so really balance this out too. Remember, you need to have time to yourself. You need time for privacy. It's important for recalibration, especially as you step into this more public kind of role. I feel that very strongly. So do make sure that you're giving yourself time and space to rest, replenish, balance out this sort of exposing energy where you are getting a lot of visibility. It's so necessary to be able to have that balancing point of time and space that's just for you. So do know when it's time to turn off the ringer on your phone, when it's time to unplug from technology, to be inaccessible to others so you can be fully accessible to the nourishing influences, supportive influences that want to come in and fill you up as you start to share more of yourself with the outside world. I think it's very beneficial for you to give yourself time to also just ground out, spend some time in nature, and just give yourself a little freedom from fussing over all of the details. I'm seeing all of these little buttons as kind of like the minute details that can get you kind of caught up. And it's necessary at points to kind of unplug from that energy of fixating on every little detail. You might be a little bit perfectionistic here, okay? So relieve yourself of some of that pressure. Fire signs can be a little bit pressurized, you know? They can expect very much from themselves to the extent where they drive and drive and drive with their ambitions so intensely that it can lead to burnout. So this is so important to free yourself from fussing over the details. Give yourself an opportunity to ground out, to rest, restore, and strike more of that balance in your daily routine will really support you as you move into this expansion. So I think that's something really fundamentally necessary for you in establishing your daily routine, that you give yourself these sort of like points of calm, like a little oasis of calm, even within the busyness of your day. Even if it's just 15 minutes, you know, here and there, to just drop in, relieve your mind from all the busyness of the day and everything you still need to attend to really attend to yourself, to feed your soul, nourish yourself. This will really support you as you bring all of these little details together to form the bigger picture of what is moving you into greater expansion at this time. And yeah, do be very aware, especially with this full moon, who is pulling on your energy, your resources, your attention a little too much, because there is some connection here or some aspect here that is really draining you of your vitality. And you're going to need to hone into this and exercise emotional intelligence. This can even be who you share your plans with, who you share the details with. Maybe it's time for you really to keep more of the details of your dreams between you and your soul, okay? Because there's something here that could deplete your energy, deplete your vitality, and it does have a little bit of an energy harvesting quality to it. So do know when it's smart to pull your energy back from certain connections that maybe don't need to know every detail of what you're setting in motion here. They'll find out when everybody else gets to see this big reveal. I do feel there is something that you're revealing here, but it's more about you keeping it really intimate and to yourself at this time, because you don't want this influence to, it's kind of coming through as like dilute the potency of this offering and dilute the potency of your moment. You know, this is a moment just for you. It came at 37:37 on the clock, okay? 10:10, Wheel of Fortune, you know? I feel like just as you're getting momentum here, if you share certain plans with others, if you let too many of the details out, if you feel like you have to let others in on this, I do feel like it will sort of slow you down. It could feel like just as you're starting to move forward, you start to get pulled back a little bit. So start to like tune into this a little bit too. I think it's important for you in order to bring your dreams into view, okay? And see, now we're going to move into earth signs, okay? Earth signs, basis of the matter. Ooh, okay. We have Tantra of 639 hertz. I do feel like you're going through a profound process of recalibration emotionally in your relationships, and also, you know, communication, being able to be very clear, articulated, to the point in your communications. And I feel that to the point is the point of transformation, where the masculine, the feminine can merge and find the way through. There's something here that has been a little out of alignment, and that is what's getting adjusted here. It's about getting the head and the heart on the same page. It's about being in touch with the emotional truth in the situations you're facing, but also being able to find that avenue of expression that allows something new to be created emotionally, relationally here. that is quite transformational. It's a breakthrough moment. I feel this is first happening within you. You're getting your head and heart on board. You're building a bridge from your head to your heart. And this is what's allowing you to create a much different emotional reality. It's also bringing together parts of you that have felt really divided. And you're finding some point of alignment here. Some of you are finding this through yoga. You might be embracing a tantric path. Now, in the West, there's a real misconception of what Tantra is. It's often viewed just as an intimate way of connecting, and that's taking it down to the most base level. Truly, Tantra is all the different methods that are used in yoga to come into a state of union with the divine. Yoga means to yoke yourself with the divine. And yoga is many different branches, many different methods, from asanas to breath work to meditation, okay? And also the way you come into union with another in a very conscious way that goes beyond just the physical pleasure of making that connection. It's an exaltation of it. It's conscious engagement. But this is always something that happens inwardly before it happens outwardly. Now, some of you are embracing a yogic path here. You're using methods of yoga, of union, tantra. That's what that is, okay? To come into a place of union within yourself. I do feel that as you bring these separate parts of yourself into a unified whole, and this is also bringing the shadow and the light into that place of unified wholeness, you're going to start to experience a different reality in your relationships. You're going to be communicating from a different place. You're going to be relating to others from a different place. You're going to relate to yourself from a different place. This is a beautiful unification point that's coming through for you. And yes, those of you that are in romantic relationships, you may be experiencing another level of connecting sensually with your partner that's taking something to a whole other level, something you've never experienced before, where it's not just about the physical, it's actually getting exalted to a spiritual connection. And that's a thing of beauty. You might want to work with 639 hertz to support you in this transformational process that you're undergoing here. And let's see what we got coming in here. Ooh, shock of the new, okay? So yeah, look at your communication is really activated here. And I do feel some of your communication could be coming through creativity. There could be something you're sharing here that is really informed by some radical transformational process you've been going through, a healing process you've gone through, a healing process you're going through in a relationship. So this could come through sharing your voice creatively, whether this is something that you're speaking into existence. Maybe you're sharing your story with another or others. Maybe there's something you're sharing through your writing, or something that you are sharing through a song. Something here, though, has great reach. Your voice is of great magnitude here and may form really the basis of your purpose. We see the way Anahata, the heart chakra here, is merging with Vishuddha, the throat chakra. So whatever healing process you've been going through here, this unification process, it is forming the foundation of your purpose too. And when this breaks through the ground of your being and you bring this up and out, you actually express this, whether this is something you're communicating to someone you love and opening up the lines of communication, something that at first you've just been nurturing privately within your own soul as you've been going through this deeply transformational healing process within, you're going to realize it really changes the reality of your connections and the possibilities that can come through there now. It's like a whole new sound. There's something that really is reverberating here. I got the song Voices Carry coming through. Old song by till Tuesday. Tuesday could be of significance. There could be something coming in the day after the full moon, maybe communication opening up, or maybe even some kind of information that is signaling the call of the new that you're hearing through songs on the radio. Maybe that's how your synchronicities will be coming through in this cycle. It's giving you seeds that will sow your field of dreams. So pay attention, because you're moving out of the crossroads into a totally new experience. And when we look at that 6 energy, it's also the Venusian energy. So I do feel like something is radically shifting in your relationship here, in your relationships with others, and also the way you relate to yourself. And it's really a thing of beauty. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's do a Coven deck. See what we got here for you, Earth signs. Yes. So you may really decide that you're going to be committed to a particular focus, okay? And it could be something that you do want to share, something that you feel is in alignment with your purpose. This could also be around a key relationship. I think there's been a lot of pain. I think there's been a lot of heaviness you've been moving through. But I also feel like you are getting your keys to freedom. It's like Spirit is giving you a firm yes here. Owl medicine coming in. So you do have this coming in as a totem for you. The shadow is about to be alchemized here, and you're going to start to see the light that's building within what has been a dark period of your life. There is a cosmic egg of creation that you're being gifted here. It's a thing of magic and transformation. It's going to be the thing that has you holding on to the light that's starting to peek through the dark. And the more you stay focused there, you're really going to realize what is worthwhile of defending to the very end. So I don't feel like you're giving up on something. I don't feel like you're willing to give up on something that you're really emotionally invested in, whether that's something that you feel is your purpose, maybe something that you are creating here, or some inspiration you have that's really something that it's coming through as it feels like it's been sanctioned to your soul. Like, I have to do this. This is my calling. I think you may have dealt with some challenges in regard to this, and that may have deflated you for a while. This may have made you feel that you were being separated from what feels like is the core heart of your purpose here. And yet at the same time, you're recognizing that your willingness to continue to go at it is really a bit of magic that's giving you a clue that this is worth defending, because you're not willing to give up on this yet. This could also be coming through a key relationship that you just know, I can't give up on this yet. I can't give up on this yet. Maybe in the past you would have thrown in the towel, long ago, but there's something about this connection that's just too important. You can't fight for this. That's what I feel. You're investing in something that you know it's worth fighting for, because maybe there's something truly magical about this connection. And though it's been heavy and it's been intense, there's also beauty that's there too, right? Sagittarius energy coming in here. Okay, so owl medicine coming in as a harbinger of transformation for you. And yeah, look at this. So you're really in this liminal space right now. I feel that. You're in this space where things are spiraling out and things are spiraling in, and you're at the center point of this. And what's important is where you place your focus in order to really affect this magic and the way it weaves into your world. It's all about how you hold your intention and focus at this time. Again, it's coming in with 24 here. So that 6 energy signature is really key for you. Okay, interesting too with the defend to the end coming in with 23. So 5 and 6 11, balance, justice, synergy. There could be something about life path 5, life path 6 coming in here of significance. There's something that is being balanced out here. There is a way through. There is a way to bring this into harmony. And I think it's really about being that center balancing point too. When I think of the energy of 11, justice, I think about this quality of being able to really hold that balancing point too between the shadow and light. That is the way through. And if you're able to just hold yourself in this place of balance, that inner equilibrium, which really came through strongly for you about being that balancing point, you'll find yourself in the center, and that's when you'll find the way through here, okay? So really keep that perspective where you also stay fixated on where you're going at this time. And we discover where we're going by really being anchored in the present. That's where we start to generate the light and the momentum in our life. So I feel like this is a great significance for you at this time. So allow yourself to really tune into that. It's of importance for you. Beautiful. Before you know it, it'll be the shock of the new, okay? You might not see it yet, but it will come through for you. All right. And finally, air signs. Ooh, we have Bastet coming through for you with the energy of 13. So something is closing, but it's bringing regeneration. It's bringing a renewed sense of empowerment, personal empowerment when we're looking at the energy of Bastet. And remember, you're really moving through this energy of taking back the revitalizing forces that have been drained out of you through entering into situations where there wasn't reciprocation, okay? This is about you valuing your time, your energy, pouring back into yourself, getting this kind of recalibration and reassessing your partnerships. But this is about you moving into the independent energy that is Bastet. There's also something about Bastet that is about embracing pleasure and playfulness and sensuality and independence. Okay, Bastet is a very independent energy here too. So we got cat medicine coming through for you. Cats are highly independent, but also cats are about secrets. So I feel like there's something here. It does remind me of all acts of love, beauty, and pleasure are my rituals. So there's something about you really opening up to make space for this, to engage in what you find pleasurable and giving yourself this opportunity to just feel more carefree and having this sort of secret garden you enter into when you allow yourself to receive what your heart needs by engaging in these things. There's certain jewels that are coming into awareness for you here that are going to hatch a new vision that is bringing some kind of radiance into your life. And it's going to land something right in your heart that takes roost there and gives you freedom from what previously was blocking the heart space. So I do feel like something is dissolving here that wasn't allowing you to receive. It's like you're spreading your wings, okay? When I think of spreading the wings, it does give me this impression of moving into more chest expansion and noticing when you're kind of contracting here. There's a need to open up the heart center, and I feel like that really does need to happen physically for you, okay? So important. So allow yourself to receive, because there's a new beginning coming in to your heart center here. There's something you're receiving here. You might want to tune into 174 hertz frequency to support you in this process of freeing what has been blocking your heart from being able to receive. So where there's been a lot of heaviness in the heart center, I do feel that as you engage in allowing more pleasure in for yourself and focusing on what you enjoy and just allowing yourself to experience this unloading of what's been weighing down the heart space, there's this gift you're receiving. Something is received that's pouring into your heart. There's a gift you're receiving here. There's something about... it is 4 jewels. Maybe this isn't so much an egg. It has that quality of like the birth of something, but I am seeing this jewel energy here. So it's like 4 jewels, okay? 4 jewels and the birth of something new. It's giving me the impression of the wish-fulfilling gem. And the wish-fulfilling gem is what rests in the heart. It comes through unification of what has been divided within you. There's a new vision being hatched here that's going to bring the radiance back into your life and having you enter a more carefree time here. So spread your wings. This also may be a time of sensitivity for you too, as you start to get ready to move out of this cocooning space. I feel like you're still in this cocooning space here, but the light is already building. It's really important because I feel like once you enter into Leo season, that's when the new beginning comes in, and it's really time to move into the expansion, like really spread your wings and experience this upliftment here. Something takes flight at that time. Now, top of the deck, you have some words from Kali coming in here. Ooh, okay. You got like a little red zucchini medicine coming in here. So yeah, this is interesting too. It's like this energy forming this jewel around your breastplate here, and also something at the throat. So this is something that's aligning you with your purpose. There's a transformation that is happening in your heart center here, but it's happening sort of cloaked behind the scenes. You're not ready to reveal this magnetizing force. There's something that's getting balanced out at this time in Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, and Vishuddha, the throat chakra. It's like forming a bridge between the two, and it requires the unfoldment of your heart. And I think that is the jewel that's being gained there, that allows some vision to come through. It's like it's something you're receiving. You're tapping more into the ethereal, but this is something that's cloaked at this time. It's something that's hidden from view. Oh, and there's another jewel there that's concealed at the crown. So this is something that's getting aligned internally. Once this is bridged, the bridge between the solar plexus and the throat, and there's the softening and the unfurling in the heart, it will be time to activate this in you. That's when your energy will no longer be cloaked. And something here is very visible, I feel. Very visible. It becomes a magnetizing force. This is a bit of sorcery that's happening here. When we look at the red zucchini medicine, it is an activating force that's very magnetizing. It does draw things in, and it is working with source. It's pulling something from source that is meant to be magnetized in the material reality. So this is the process that you're going through here. You might want to work with the Shodashi form of Kali, and it's coming in with the energy of 26. So This is 8 energy. Something is strengthening concealed. You need this at this time to really allow yourself to pull your energy back and have this final stage of something that's going through a metamorphosis in you to really come to fruition. I think that's important. And that came in at 59:55 on the clock. So that's the energy of temperance. So this is a matter of timing. It's something that's being alchemized here. And the Wheel of Fortune here too. So you're in a very like mutable state right now, but it's very magnetizing, which is why it needs to be refined before it's revealed. Okay, so you're needing this private time to go through this final stage of transformation. I feel like it's really important because it's something about the wish fulfilling gem that gets rooted in the heart. And it's a unification point here that's coming through you. When we look at the breastplate too, and we look at breasts in general, and this applies to masculine too. You also have breast tissue, men. It's all about nurturing, okay? It's about nurturing. You cannot nurture others until you've nurtured yourself. So there's some final stages of what's unfolding within the heart space now that needs to be kept very private as you're moving through this. But there's like this magnetic force that's building here that's starting to draw things to you. But it's almost like they're being drawn to you in concealment. And it is something about energetic alignment. So it doesn't require necessarily an outward expression. But I feel once you're on the other side of what's being nurtured here, it will require you to move forward with a sense of inner authority. You're going to need to have that confidence to step into this. That does require you to really be balanced in that solar energy. Yeah, that's what I feel it is. Manipura is a very solar-oriented energy. And when we look at that 8 energy, it does evoke strength, okay? And strength is identified with Leo, okay? So there's a lot of this like Leo season energy coming through here. And you did have that cat energy with Bastet too. So that's interesting. Now that's sort of being signaled there. But you're going to need to have the confidence to step into this. It's the confidence of the purpose that you're meant to really embody at this time. But in order for you to get there, there's something that can't be guarded in the heart space, because you won't be able to receive the activation of this if you're still in that kind of like guarded place. And I think you're just going through the final stages of this before it's ready to be revealed. Okay, let's get a cut of the deck and see what comes through. Wow. Okay, so it's already with you. Your star is already with you. And maybe the star is what is shining from that heart space that's giving you this sense of freedom and transformation. So the transformation's already here, but there really is a need for you to allow yourself to go through that final refining process. I think this is going to be very evident to you by the time you arrive at the full moon in Aquarius on July 29th. Maybe that's when you finally come out of this sort of cocooning space while you're going through the final stages of transformation, and something takes flight and you really do come into alignment with what's flowering within you. We got the flower of creation here and sort of that star energy at the center. So this is beautiful. You already have what you need here. It's already with you. And again, it breaks down to that 8 energy, okay? So something about Leo season. And this is really potent here. Now, this got left behind as a crossing energy to Shodashi. But I picked it up. And we have this web of connectivity, this web of light, something that you're weaving into creation here. So you got butterfly medicine coming through, you got cat medicine coming through, and you have spider medicine coming through. But what you're building here is you're building a web of light. So a new creative cycle, community and web weaving. So it's like you need to pull your energy back to just sort of focus more internally before you share something with wider community and before the right star mates are able to reach you in this space. It's like there's something that's being woven into creation at this time. Now, I'm really curious about this. Aha. Mahakali. Okay. Yes. You're at that center balancing point between creation and destruction. There's going to be a breakthrough here that becomes your vehicle forward, but right now is like the time of the offering. You know, there's offerings that are being made here. There's something that's being currently transformed in the fire. And there is one stage of transformation that has been completed. So something new can come to bloom. There's pruning that's happening here. There's sacrifices that are being made here. There's things that are being given over for transformation. But soon the transformation will be complete. So very powerful energy. So you might want to work with the forms of Shodashi and Mahakali, which is really that great mother Kali energy that you're stepping into. And look at this. I like how it's like the red and the blue forms coming through here. And when we're looking at like blue Dakini medicine, that is about severing away the shadow aspects that cloak what is meant to be a magnetizing force. So it is about making what has been operating subversively conscious and pulling it up through the root and letting those parts of you that have been unconscious be your offering so the illumination can come out the way forward. Very powerful. So the ending and the beginning. The ending and the beginning. This is where you're at right now. You're really at the in-between space between the ending and the beginning. And I'm looking at, isn't this wild? Look at how the energies are merging. Do you see? What you're working on in concealment here is going to reveal to you what needs to be given over as an offering. And then you'll be able to step into this transformation out of the shadows, holding within your hands the final result of what's revealed in this time that you're opening up to what's received. See, it's like you're holding this lotus flower here. To me, it almost feels like seeing it in relation to this, right? It's like something that puts some armoring over your heart space is finally ready to be given over as an offering. That is what's being cut away so the true bloom can come into view from a new point of understanding. Ooh, very potent. Okay. I know this is a little different for what we normally do with a portal report, but I felt very called to this and I just wanted to flow with it. I didn't want to question it. So I hope it provides something of value to you. And also when we look at these different groups of water, fire, earth, air, do be aware that these are also different stages of manifestation, alchemy, development. So there's something beneficial that comes through for each of us, no matter our signs, where we have strong placements, because these are elemental expressions. So I hope you found something to take with you through this download that can support you as you enter the ripening of this full strawberry moon, that will support you as we move through this lunar cycle. And I'm flowing through those changes right alongside you. And together, we're all going to find our way there. Godspeed.